Okay, so this time we're going to go through the second part of box model, which is the padding. So what does the padding include? Padding, padding is, as we mentioned earlier, it's like the styrofoam pieces that pads your items against the wall of the container. So it's basically how much space you need between your content and the border of the container. Okay, so to see this is very simply, we can just put padding 20 pixels, means we have 20 pixels of padding in the box, and then we will be able to see that the content is always 20 pixels away from the end of the box itself. Okay, so there's so for padding, you can specify each set of the padding how much you want. So basically, you can say that padding top is 20 pixels, padding left is 30 pixels, padding right is 40 pixels, and padding bottom is 20 pixels. Then you'll be able to see that the bottom has more padding than the left. Yeah, you can specify how much padding specifically. Okay, there is a shorthand for this. You can simplify this. So there's two types of shorthand you can use. First one is the horizontal and vertical. So basically, you can specify two sets of padding. Okay, so this means that the top and bottom will have 10 pixels, the left and right will have 50 pixels. Okay, so this is the top and bottom, this is the left and right. Or you can specify four of them. So four of them would mean it will go in a clockwise direction. So to demonstrate, we'll just put 10 pixel, 40 pixel, 50 pixel, 120 pixel. So you'll be able to see that this is the top is 10 pixel, the right is 40 pixel, the bottom is 80 pixel, and the left is 120 pixel. So this is the shorthand for padding. Okay, so we're going to get a bit of the caveat of what padding entails. So, very commonly, what padding does is it adds to the size of a box. So even though you say that the width is 200 pixel, the padding of the, okay, let's say you put 20 pixel padding, 20 pixel padding. What happens is the size of the box is 240 in terms of width and height. Just because it's 200 in width plus 20 pixels of padding on each side. So the width of the box is 240 pixels, not 200 pixels. So this is actually, the width is actually very deceiving because the width is the width of the content, not the width of the box. Okay, so you might think that this is intuitive because the width is the width of the content. But the thing is, it becomes fairly complicated when you want to do responsive stuff. So a very common example I'll give is basically if I want the width to be 25%. And this is very common. So let's just remove the padding first, right? And then I add 4 of the same elements. Let me uncommented, I will pre-comment, turn this down so we save less time. So what you realize is that as expected, 4 of them, there's 4 of them. 4 of them fits perfectly because 35 times 4 is 100%. It fits 100% of the screen as expected, right? In scales because it's in percentage. Okay, but the thing is, the width of the content is 25% of the parent, which is the screen. So it says that the width of the content is 25% of the screen. So 4 of such boxes will form 100% of the screen. But the thing is, I think that personally, I feel that the text should have some spacing between them. So I want to add some padding. So the thing is that add padding, 10 pixel, you realize that it will go downwards. Each box will be more than 25%. It will be 25% of the screen plus 20 pixels. So if the screen is 800 pixels, it will become 220 pixels. Okay? So how do we go about doing this? Well, actually, it's not that simple. So what happens is that you have to define, you can't just subtract this because this is in percentage, but the padding is in pixels. In newer browsers, you can use the calculate function. So you minus 20 pixel. This way you get back the original thing because you're saying that the width of the content is 25% minus 10 on each side, and then you add back the 10 on the padding, you get back your 25%, right? But this is not supported across web browsers, and the syntax is kind of weird because if you don't have a space, it will break, and then if you don't have a space in front, it will break also, I think. Yeah, so you need to have spaces, and it's not widely supported. You can check it on caniuse. Okay, so caniuse is it's a very good, it's a very crucial website. You can just check whether the feature is supported on which browser. See, this is not supported on IE, not very supported in IE, it's partial support. Yeah, and it doesn't support on nearby. Basically, here you can tell which browsers can support, which browser cannot support. Okay, so an alternative to using calc is actually something we call box sizing. So you can change the box sizing. In other words, you tell the browser that you compute this box using the border as the max instead of the normal box sizing. So what you can do is box sizing is border box. Okay, this way you don't need to. You can just specify 25%, and then you realize that what this means is that 25% no longer refers to the content of the box, but the size of the box. Okay, you refresh. This is what happens. So the thing is, you can increase this to 50 pixels, and you realize that this is just an overflow. This is not a failure. Okay, so if you reduce the text size to 8 pixels, you probably fit. Yeah, see? So it will still, what this means is that the width is 25%, and then it has a 50 pixel padding. It's no longer the width of the content, but the width of the box. So this is a very powerful trick you can use. It's called box sizing border box. This extends to the borders, which I will explain later. Okay, so this will be the end of the padding. Next video we will talk about the borders themselves.